Hi, I'm Charmalene from Hyacinth's Kitchen.
I'm Jani David from Busters. Cooking is for me is passion.
And cooking with love provides food for the soul. I've been passionate about cooking since I was about 7 years of age.
Cooking and baking is something I really love to do. I have lined out 4 delicious recipes for you all.
I do hope that you'll be inspired to try out these recipes.
Try it out at home and let us know what you think.
This is my homemade.
Cooking is for me is passion. Cooking and baking is something I really love to do. Right now I'm full-time the owner of Busters. Join with me and Homemade and let us know what you think once you try that at home, because these are something that I make it at home for my family and friends as well as for my customers. Welcome to another episode of Homemade. Today we are going to make passion fruit pavlova. Before I go through the ingredients, I'll tell you this is more like it's mainly originated from Australia. A lot of people now in most of the countries they make it with different variations. You get like chocolate pavlova, you get the vanilla one, and different toppings you can use. There's a lot you can do with this dish as long as you get your base right. You need egg whites. So we have 8 egg whites over here. Sugar, that's about 375 grams of sugar. And sugar, I have actually processed it in the food processor so that it's more like powdery because it's easier to mix. It's something that I do and you can try as well, because otherwise it takes a little time when you are beating it. And you need corn flour for this, as well as a little bit of cream of tartar, which I will tell you when I'm making it how to add into that. And for the garnish, I'm going to make it keep it very simple. Passion fruit being the base, and I will be adding a little bit of strawberries, and to garnish with a little bit of mint leaves. And we will make a nice strawberry sauce to go with this dish as well. Egg whites to our mixing bowl. If you have a standing mixer, you can use that, but if you don't have it, that's fine, you don't need that. You can just use a normal beater, hand beater. When you have a little bit of bubbles like this, just add in a little bit of cream tartar. I think for me, I like it like that way because I feel like you can get nice stiff peaks to your egg whites. And make sure egg whites are room temperature, not cold egg whites. So you have to beat this until you have like nice soft peaks. So this is what you're looking at. As long as your egg whites are have stiff peaks like this, then we can start adding your sugar to this. While we are beating it, slowly we will add in the sugar. So you can see when you're adding sugar little by little, your mixture is going to be like really sort of thick and the color is like really white and satiny. So slowly our meringue is now shaping out. So we have a little bit more sugar to go in. To check whether your meringue is okay, what I do is I just do this. If it doesn't fall, then your meringue is good to go. So now before we put this into the baking tray, we just have to add the final 3 ingredients, which is the key here, because this is what makes the meringue get that nice crust on top and then soft and mellowy inside. This is corn flour, 2 tablespoons of corn flour, and 1.5 teaspoon of white wine vinegar. This is optional, but I do put in a little bit of vanilla, like about 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla. So once you add this in, don't mix it vigorously, just fold it in that ingredients, the last 3 ingredients we just put in. Once your pavlova mixture is ready, we take out the baking tray so that I have like a line to guide me when I put this in. It doesn't have to be like exact round, but then it's nice if you have like a nice shape to this. So it's a meringue dish, so this is going to puff up in the oven, and this is going to go inside a very hot oven. So before we reduce the temperature in the oven, so it's just gonna like really puffed up, and then slowly we'll cook inside. So okay, so now this is ready. So put it in the oven and turn your temperature down to 120 or so. That's like gas mark, it's about half a gas mark or so, and just bake it for about 1 hour, exactly about 1 hour. I think that should do. And after that, what you can do is, like I said, this is a dish that you can make in advance. Like for an example, if you have it if you have a dinner party happening today, or you're making it for your family and friends on a weekday or a weekend, whatever, you can make it a day in advance, and once it's baked, you can keep it to cool, completely cool, put it in an airtight container and freeze it. So you can refrigerate for about a day or 2, and the day that you are serving this, you can take your whatever the toppings that you're planning to put it on top and arrange it and serve to your guests. So now we will put this in the oven and for about an hour, and after that we'll see how we are going to decorate this before you serve it. First of all, we will beat some whipping cream. So there's about 480 ml over here, and you just have to make it to about 3/4 level. So that's like not too stiff, but like a little soft, with a little soft. You can use a balloon whisk for this, but this beating is a little easier. But if you have some guests around who would like to give you a hand, you can use a balloon whisk and get them to whip it up for you as well. So this is what we are looking at until we prepare our fruits, and then we will take this out when we are arranging our pavlova. We need about 6 to 7, it depends on the size of the passion fruit that you have in hand. So get some ripe, nice passion fruit and spoon the seeds and the pulp, everything to a ball. And there are, I don't know, I have heard there are 2 types of passion fruit, like the sweet one and the sour one. So make sure that you're getting the sour one, because your meringue base is really sweet, because it's a lot of sugar, as you saw. So you need some fruits that sour to go on top, so to balance that sweetness in your meringue. So we'll cut the strawberries to go as a topping on the pavlova, and also for our strawberry sauce. For the strawberry sauce, you can just roughly chop it because you are anyway putting it in the mixer. We are adding a little bit of icing sugar as well to this. And if you have some balsamic vinegar, you can add in that little bit because the balsamic vinegar and strawberry goes really well together. Don't put a lot of icing sugar because, like I said, this should be a little, you should have the little sour taste. And I do add a little by little so that I know whether it's in the right consistency. Just pour this to our serving cup. We'll cut the remaining strawberries. Just cut it, dice into small pieces. So now's the fun part. We are going to decorate our pavlova. So what I did was, once this was baked for about 1 hour, I generally leave it in the oven itself to cool completely, and then I put it in the fridge. If I'm just taking it in about 2 hours or 2 hours, you can just keep it in the fridge just like that. But if you're keeping more than a day or so, you have to put it in an airtight container. So first we will put in the whipped cream we prepared on top of this. There's no hard and fast rule how you want to do this. So for me, I think that's enough. And then we will add in our passion fruit. So mix it a little bit. If there are a bit of lumps, just try to take the lumps out so that you won't have big lump of passion fruit for one person's to bite. So just mix it up a bit. This also, like I said, there's no hard and fast rule. You can just add in, just be creative or just add in the way you like it on top of this, and as much or as little as you want. It's all to your personal taste sometimes, or at least the people you're serving what they like. So okay, so then we'll add the strawberry on top. So now our pavlova is nicely decorated, it's done. So what we'll do is, this generally should cut about 12 to 15 slices depending on how big you are going to cut it. But 12 to 15 generous slices you can cut it actually. So we'll cut it now. You can garnish this with a little bit of the sauce that we made, the strawberry sauce. You can serve this with the sauce on the side. And this is a dessert, you can't keep it for a long time. So once it's made, you have to serve it, probably one day sometimes, but I would say since there's cream on top as well, you have to serve it immediately. Now is the best part. We are going to taste this. I like it because it has the sweet and the sour, both elements together, and it balances really well. Try it out at home and let us know what you think. And if you have any questions, you can write to me on my page on Busters on Facebook as well as on Instagram. I'm available. You can search me on Busters. And if not, on YouTube, you can just ask any questions if you have anything with regards to this dish. Until we see you next time on another episode, thank you. I'm Jani from Busters.
I've been passionate about cooking since I was about 7 years of age, and I've been cooking for the last 20 years or more. I have named it after my two grandmothers, whom I have taken most of the recipes from. Hyacinth's Kitchen be a blessing to many more people through what I am doing right now. Hi, I'm Charmalene from Hyacinth's Kitchen, and I'm going to be showing you how to make a creamy prawn pasta. The creamy prawn pasta is a very rich pasta that can be used as an accompaniment or as a main meal. So I'm going to start making it by making the cream for the pasta. I'm using the oil, but you can also use margarine if you like, or butter. And once the oil starts to heat up, you have to add the flour. You first make a roux. You add the flour little at a time, and you keep whisking it. You just cook it for a few minutes in the oil, and you add your milk. That too, a little at a time, and keep whisking it. And what you get is, you get a roux. Into this you keep adding the milk till you get a sauce-like consistency. You can keep it on the fire, or you can just take it off the fire for a short while. But you need to whisk it so that the lumps get dissolved. And your cream is ready. So you can just take it and keep it off the fire till it's required. The next step is to prepare the pasta. So by boiling the water first, into the water you have to put salt, a little olive oil, so that the pasta doesn't stick together, and let the water boil up. While the water is boiling and we are preparing the pasta, we will prepare the rest of the ingredients that is required for the prawn pasta. So I'm going to use about 2-3 garlic cloves, next is the onion. The water is boiling, so I'm going to add the pasta to it and let it cook for about 5 to 10 minutes. It will be ready then. I'm slicing the onion. And I'll keep that on a side as well. We also need some fresh parsley leaves. This is a tomato that I have pureed. Just give it a stir so that it won't stick. The olive oil that has been added to the water will help the pasta from sticking together. So now the pasta is boiled and ready. and I'm taking it off the heat, and it needs to be drained and set aside till it's required. The final step to making the prawn pasta is to prepare the prawns. Now first you add the oil into a hot pan, and once the oil gets heated up, you add your prawns. You can hear a sizzling sound, and that's when it's ready. Just give it a slight stir, and you can see how the color of the prawns changes, and when that starts happening, you just turn it so that it cooks well on both sides. Now into this you add your onion, and the garlic. You keep frying it for about a minute or two till the onion is translucent in color. Then you add your tomato puree. Just give it a stir. And add your parsley, chopped parsley. Now you add the salt and your pepper to taste. Add your chili powder. This you can put it according to how strong you want it, whether you want a mild flavor of the chili or whether you want a spiciness. You just add your chili powder accordingly. Finally, you add your cream that you have prepared and stir it well into the mixture. Now we can add the drained out pasta. And your prawn pasta is ready. Now I'm going to plate the prawn pasta. And I'll garnish with a few more leaves from parsley. And that's your creamy prawn pasta. So now I'm going to taste the prawn pasta. It smells good. It smells garlicky and very creamy. I do hope you enjoyed the prawn pasta recipe that I made for you, and that you will join us for the next delicious recipe that I have in store for you all. Stay tuned. This is my homemade.